Hey, so everyone is talking about Ariana Grande's new song, Yes, and comparing the video a little bit to the video done by Paula Abdul. I believe it was called Cold Hearted Snake, that back in the 90s, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, all my 90s fans. I'm a Paula Abdul fan. Favorite song, straight up. But she had a lot of other cool songs. I like the Opposite Attracts song with the animated character she was dancing with. That was fun too. So I'm a Paula Abdul fan, and I like when the new artists kind of pay homage to some of our legends, and I feel like Paula's up there in the legendary status. So people are talking about Paula because of Ariana, and they see the influence there. And people are also just liking Ariana's new song. But another reason that people should be talking about Paula, which I'm not sure if I've really seen much press coverage about it. I've seen some articles online, of course. But Paula is suing Nigel Lithgow from So You Think You Can Dance franchise. And I don't recall the exact charges, but she claims that he sexually assaulted her on more than one occasion. I'll generally kind of tell you because the details kind of escape me at this point, but I believe, she was a judge on the show, and I think he's the producer and also was one of the judges as well. I've seen him. I've watched the show. I liked the show. I thought it was a pretty good show. But basically, he came on to her. I think he physically pushed himself on her. He wasn't, from what the article read, he was not able to complete any sexual actions. By that, I'm saying basically he didn't have sex with her, but he was groping and whatnot. And I guess she was able to get away and escape the situation. I can't recall if she said she reported it or told anyone. Then it happened a second time. She started to work with him again, and I think he made verbal sexual advances and tried to say, there'd be a great power couple. He was trying to sleep with her or something around those lines. Now, these are some of the allegations, and I'll put an article in the description because I know that I may be missing things or may not be saying things completely the way that's read within the article. So you guys can refer back to that. But that's somewhat of the situation. I feel like she said she may have told someone at some point, but I guess she did not press it. And she did mention something about trying to keep her job, basically, and continue to work in the industry. So those are kind of the reasons why she didn't do anything at the time, and now she's suing him. We have Christian Keys coming out about being assaulted by a powerful Hollywood man. Not assaulted, I'm sorry. Strike that from the record. Christian Keys has come out stating that he was propositioned and sexually harassed, more of that than actual. There was nothing physical that took place as far as I know with his situation, but it was just highly intimidating and someone trying to come on to you and make sexual advances towards you. So Christian Keys recently came out and he said he was inspired by Cassie coming out against Diddy, and she won the case that she had against Diddy, which was, the allegations there were horrendous. He had her do certain sex acts. He had her have sex with different people while he watched. These are some of the allegations that I recall. Again, the the case has been settled and Diddy has settled with her and paid her out a nice sum as far as I know. But these are some of the allegations that were against Diddy. Also, the fact that he got her drugged and now she's kind of like an addict and hooked on drugs. And I believe she's going through counseling and things like that to rectify that situation. But so he really took advantage of her in the relationship. He's a much older man. She's a younger woman. And that was the scenario for that. So now I think that Paula may be hopping on that bandwagon as well, saying, let me put this information out, let me sue for this. And when someone jumps straight to suing someone, to me, I do feel like it's okay, let me get my payday. I referenced when I talked about Christian Keys on my podcast that he hasn't really put the name of the person out, and he hasn't pressed any charges yet, but he says he may. So he kind of is taking his time, but I feel like he has us kind of hanging on a hook, waiting to find out who this person is. And I don't know what he's going to do and if he's going to even do anything, but this is reigniting his, not that he was totally out of the spotlight, but it's just giving him more attention that he wasn't getting previously. And Cassie, she just may have needed the money. For me, either case is important, just because, one was, I feel, a little bit more horrendous than the other. They both need attention, and if they do want to sue, and if Paula wants to sue, I mean, it's all power to you. If you've been through something like that, do what you feel is best for you. But some people may speculate because Paula took so long to come out with this. She allowed this to happen twice, so not that she allowed it, but the first time for me, in my opinion, I wouldn't work with someone again if they did that to me. Let's say I didn't feel comfortable enough to tell anyone or safe enough. I would definitely make it a point to either ask for another project or step down from that project. And I know people need their money, but I would try to separate myself from that situation. And I don't know if Paula just felt so vulnerable and that she didn't have a lot of financial possibilities that she had to continue to work with this guy. But to have that happen a second time, I don't know if she has worked with him again since, but to me, I think some people will speculate on that and say, well, why are you just now coming out with this? Why did you work with this person a second time when you know what they were capable of? So I'm sure there's going to be questions from through the court, questions through public opinion. And at the end of the day, none of us can really judge, because if you were in some similar situation, maybe you can kind of see where she's coming from. But if you have never been in a situation like that, you really can have nothing to say as to her choices of what she's done. But it disheartens me. It hurts me a bit for women and for people that are in entertainment and feel weak and feel like they don't have any other options, that they have to take things like this. And sometimes people do certain things because they're proposition, but for Paula, it sounded like she had to take something that she shouldn't have had to take, and she didn't really try to get justice at the moment. And she was worried about her job and her finances and income. And you should never be in a spot where you have to say, well, it's either this income or this person harasses me. I have to pick or choose. And that's not a good place to be in. And I understand she comes up from old school as well. I believe a lot of her heyday stuff was in the 80s. I believe she was a Laker girl. She's a great choreographer. I know she worked with the Jackson family. She has a great career and legacy. And to now later in life have to be put through that. And who knows, she may have some more stories to tell about different types of harassment. Come on, you're a Laker girl. Sadly, these are the type of people that are harassed and disrespected and have to stand up for themselves. And I just see her as such a strong, confident woman for the fact that she had to go through that and she didn't stand up at the moment. It kind of surprises me, but she does have her opportunity now to stand up. But why is she standing up? Is it because she needs financial payout? Is it because other people are standing up and it's time to put attention on the situation? Like, why is she standing up, and what is the source and the intent of her standing up? Whatever the case, I wish her the best. Always loved the Paula Abdul, but I'm hoping her story can open the eyes of other women in this situation that feel powerless on some level, where they can't talk to authorities, they can't talk to someone in the industry. They don't feel that they can. They don't feel safe enough. They may feel they may get blackballed, and they don't feel like they're in a high enough position where they can be safe in expressing the realities of something going on that's unjust to them. So I feel like that's something that needs to be addressed. Even if you come from old school, maybe she's learning from these people now that are coming out. But even they took their time to come out with their situation as well. So I can see how it is something that you don't just want to jump out with. And when you're in the middle of it and you're trying to live your life, it may not be that easy to just do that. And like Christian Keys comes out as well. He comes out and basically says, I'm trying to make my way in the industry. I don't really have time. In my perception, he's like, basically, I don't have time to try to fight these guys off. I'm trying to make money and get my finances together and work my way up this industry in a way that I'm proud of. And I really don't have time to sue people and report people, and kind of that's going to be the first thing people see, especially if you haven't created a name for yourself yet. Then that's how they're going to see your name being created by these court cases, by suing somebody for this or that. Then that can attack your credibility as well. So there's multiple reasons why I guess that they waited and why Paula waited. But, I just hope justice is served for people that do what they do and think that they could get away with it. And Me Too people, it's not okay. The Me Too movement just continues because it's just more things that come out and more things from our past. And Me Too uncovered a whole lot of people in the past that just did things, and we looked up to them when we thought they were one thing and they were another. So the Me Too movement is all about bringing the darkness into light. Even if it's been years later, you still have the opportunity and the chance to tell your story, and you should always have that opportunity and chance. But there may be speculation. People may look at you with the side eye, depending on how long you waited and your circumstance and why now, and then you're going to sue the person. All of these things are going to be in people's minds, heads, and thoughts. So, and people are going to be critical. People are going to try to judge. But again, to me, that's the enemy. I think that's like, okay, I've already been mistreated. So now the public opinion's going to now dissect and mistreat me. And it's just another tactic to make people feel powerless and feel like they can't come out with their story. But I say, no, don't fall for that. I don't care the situation, even if it makes you look bad. In the interim, if you felt like you were treated in an unjust way, you should be able to come out there, share your story, and do whatever you need to do to feel like you've rectified the situation, because what's done is done. It can't be taken back. But if you need to do something besides therapy, which I think you very much would need, but if you need to sue, whatever it is, do what you need to do to rectify this in a way within legal channels. We don't want you to do a Kill Bill. We don't want you to go take your own revenge like that. But suing somebody can be the best revenge. Lightening their pockets somewhat can be the best revenge for this type of mistreatment at the end of the day. So what are your thoughts on these cases? What are your thoughts on Paula's case particularly? You can always comment. You can always connect with me by email as well at cbiztv@yahoo.com. Is there something that I missed in this story? Is there some information I misread or I misspoke? You can always let me know. I'm always happy to correct. Email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com. That's cbiztv@yahoo.com. Thank you guys, and God bless. Inviting you to our Vision of Love romance goals vision board party podcast taping, and that's going to be January 27th. That's Saturday from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you'd like to join us, single ladies only, you can email us at cbizmedia1@gmail.com. That's cbizmedia1@gmail.com. Join our virtual Vision of Love vision board party, and we'll put you on the list.